I recently completed a random challenge-ish version of Pokemon Y, but wanted to do a bit more before I completely finish this run. A small fact is that this was the first Pokemon game that really got me into shiny hunting, so I thought it would be cool to end the challenge off with hunting for a shiny Pokemon in this game. I will be using what used to be my favorite shiny hunting method until... anyways, I'll be using the PokéRadar for this. The odds of finding a shiny Pokemon in this game is 1 in 4,096. However, if used correctly, the PokéRadar can lower this to 1 in 200. This still may seem like a lot, but it does make a significant difference. How it works is you basically find an area, preferably with a lot of grass, and use the radar. 4 patches of grass will shake. Walk into one until you find the Pokemon that you want to hunt. I decided to hunt the man, the myth, the legend himself, Doug. After you're satisfied with the Pokemon that you found, you have to either knock it out or capture it. After the battle, you will notice 4 more patches of grass start shaking. This is where you kinda have to pay attention. You have to walk into a patch of grass 4 steps away that shakes the most. If there are no patches that meet those criteria, you can simply use the radar again and reset the patches. What knocking out / catching the Pokemon does is it creates a chain. As long as the grass shakes after each encounter and you're seeing the same Pokemon, you know your chain is working. To simply put it, you have to complete a chain of 40, then keep resetting your radar until one of the 4 patches shakes with a sparkle coming out of it. The sparkle means you have successfully found your shiny Pokemon, as long as you don't mess up walking into the patch. There are other videos that explain it much better, but with all that out of the way, let's get this shiny Doug. I knocked out 2 Dougs, which means I'm out of chain of 2. I put a timer in the corner just to add a bit of perspective on how long this took. Although this may seem pretty simple, it can get really time consuming. In some cases you are just running around for a bit just to find the ideal patch of grass to walk into. Even after all that, I still have to do it 37 more times. In this case, I stepped into the wrong patch and broke my chain. My chain was at a low number, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I kept using the radar until I found another one. I knocked it out and walked into my next patch to not find another one. At this point, it was kinda turning into a big deal. If I'm having this much trouble now, what am I gonna do when I get to a higher chain? If I even get there. After it took me almost 20 fucking minutes to find another dog, I was hopeful to start another chain and complete it. That's 1 dog down, 39 to go. I was gonna include every encounter in this video, but that seems it would be pretty repetitive and boring. I'll just go in increments and you can use the timer as reference. It was at this point that I was kind of getting the hang of it, and I was getting more comfortable with the different kind of patches. I hit the halfway mark, and it was starting to feel easier than I remember it to be. After about an hour, I hit a chain of 30. I was 3/4 of the way, and I wasn't having much trouble at all. Just 10 more encounters to go, and this was honestly pretty demoralizing, as it was like 1 AM in the morning. I was convinced that I was getting the shiny before going to sleep. I guess I was wrong. I slept on it and tried again the next day. I'm not going to bore you showing the same thing again, so I'm just going to hope that you trust me. I took another hour to get to a chain of 30 again. It was at this point that I started treading carefully and try not to get overconfident again. Although we weren't at the finish line yet, we were extremely close. Just 5 more encounters and we basically secure our shiny Doug. After taking no chances and repeatedly resetting the radar, we finally hit our chain of 40. At this point, all that was left to do was reset the radar until one of the patches sparkled. I honestly thought the step would be a bit faster, but after almost 20 minutes, I noticed something different. I finally got my shiny patch of grass, which means there was only one thing left to do. I was honestly a bit worried because I used the Master Ball on the other Doug when he almost wiped my team out. Well, let's just hope for the best, I guess. I successfully capture him and name him Shrug, completing the Holy Trinity.